Let's talk about how to rank on Amazon and how to proactively boost your rank. We're going to start off with a roadmap. And you have access to this SOP underneath this particular video. I just want to walk you through this. I want to give you a roadmap for the rest of this module because we first have to lay the groundwork with some of the basics, some of the tactical stuff, some of the high-level concepts for the rest of this to make sense for you, okay? So let's just take a look at what the ranking process looks like. I'm going to blow this up a little bit here. There we go. All right, so as I mentioned at the end of Module 5, one of the most important ranking factors if you want to have your product ranking on page 1 is daily sales velocity. And that just simply means relative to the competition, you need to find a way, and we have a great solution to this. So just kind of set that down for a minute or like set that aside. You might be wondering, well, how do you do this? Don't worry about that. We'll cover this specifically in Module 6. But if you want to be able to rank your product, then you have to, at least in a short term, manipulate the daily sales velocity so it's close to or similar to the other page 1 products. Otherwise, why would Amazon rank you if you're not as quote unquote popular as them? And the way that they define popularity is, are you selling as many units per day or thereabouts as the competition? Make sense? So one of the things that we're going to do here is in step 1, which I already taught you in the last module, we're going to do the initial launch. Okay, the goal of this isn't necessarily to rank on page 1, right? So that's not the goal, but the goal of the launch stage is to get you from like Oblivion, page 30, to let's say anywhere from page 8 to page 12. So something like a 20x improvement, if you right, from where you're starting off standing still to real movement, real improvement. And that's just a guesstimate. We've had many clients make it to page 2, page 3, page 1. But just to have some realistic expectations, the launch, as simple as it is, which is the diversified friends and family buys. Now, I haven't taught you yet the Facebook groups because it's kind of like a chicken or the egg in this module, as you'll see. I first have to teach you a groundbreaking ranking funnel called the Search, Find, Buy, Rebate funnel. And I'll show you this here shortly. And then I have to teach it to you. You first have to learn that before I can show you how to implement the Facebook group strategy. The Facebook group strategy is a terrific way to not only launch, but to rank your product as well. So it kind of, the waters get muddied when you say, well, is this solely a launch strategy? Is it a rank strategy? In truth, friends and family is both a launch and a ranking strategy. But the way that I kind of pigeonhole friends and family is that's more of a launch to get you from, say, page 30 up to page like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and get your initial base of reviews. If you are an international seller and you don't know friends and family that can execute those purchases in the USA, then you're going to use Facebook groups. But I also consider Facebook groups as a ranking strategy, as a standalone ranking strategy. So you could start off with friends and family if you're in the US, and then if you really want to go pedal to the metal, then you could execute the Facebook group strategy and build what's called a rebate club. And don't worry, we're going to get into all this when I say a rebate club, a rebate funnel, etc. Okay, so just sit tight. I know I haven't taught yet the Facebook group launch/rank strategy yet. That's because I have to do things in a proper order. And then I promise we're going to loop back to this so everything will be nice and organized for you. Deal? So that's the initial launch. Okay, then we have the ranking results. Then we have the ranking push. So I look at these in 2 stages when I have a new product. First is my launch. I want to get that 20x improvement from like literally not even on the radar to about page 8 through 12. I do that through the friends and family. If you're international, you do that through the Facebook group. Okay, but then once I see where I'm at, then I really want to do a strong ranking push. And this is, so the goal of rank, which is what this module is all about, is to move me from page 8 or 12 to page 1 or page 2. It's okay if you're on page 1 or page 2 for different keywords, okay? I would feel far more secure and consider my business more stable if I was able to rank for several keywords and I was averaging page 1, page 3, page 2, page 1, etc. for a diverse set of keywords, as opposed to like, hey, I'm only ranking page 1, position 1 for one keyword, right? So rank is designed to move you from kind of the middle of the pack in rank to where you're really getting to positive cash flow as quickly as possible. Okay, now, when it comes to ranking, we have a saying that we teach in my Fast Track Monthly Coaching, which is for my ongoing club members, where I teach monthly lessons and teach far more advanced stuff here than here in this course. And one of the things that we say, kind of a slogan when it comes to ranking is, when it comes to ranking, it is what it is. And what I mean by that is sometimes it takes 8 to 14 days, consecutive days of a ranking push to move you up the rankings very aggressively so you're attaining these page 1, page 2 rankings. What do I mean by 8 to 14 days? Okay, I'll show you here briefly, and then I'll show you in more in depth on a later video. But we need to determine how many units we need to sell per day to be similar to the other sellers on page 1, because that's how you rank. Remember, we know that daily sales velocity is one of the most important ranking factors. So you have to maintain that daily sales velocity, not just for one day. I mean, Amazon isn't that helter-skelter with the ranking results. They want to see a protracted series of days where you are selling well, selling similar to the page 1 or page 2 products. So when we say an 8 to 14 day ranking push, let's say that we determine that you have to sell, again, I'm just making this number up, 65 units a day to be somewhere on page 1, top of page 2. You have to maintain this for 8 consecutive days up to 14 consecutive days for you to rank. Otherwise, if you only do this for 1 or 2 days, you might have a temporary movement up the rankings. And then if you stop after like 2 days, then you're going to quickly go back down to rankings, and you'll end up back in page 8, 9, 10, 12 in that area. So how are we going to do this? So what we have to do is manufacture from thin air your full price sales of 65 units a day in this example. Well, what we're going to do is we are going to basically say, we're going to give you our product for free, and we're going to rebate you by PayPal. But we have to do this on a larger scale. So it's kind of like what we did with friends and family, right? Where you have them buy at full price, and then outside of the Amazon system, we're going to rebate them. Now, why should Amazon care what you do with your product? I mean, if I want to like give away $10 million worth of my product and rebate customers, what do they care? They'd probably think I was a moron for doing that, right? So, but from a ranking tactical strategy, this is very, very smart, because now you're giving people what's called an irresistible offer. And an irresistible offer is, well, let me just ask you logically, if you were to randomly approach 100 people in the street and say, hey, would you like my product 100% for free? The whole transaction takes place through Amazon. You buy it. Within 72 hours, I'm going to PayPal you the money, less shipping and handling. But if you're Amazon Prime, even the shipping is free. Are you interested? You're going to get a huge number of people that will say yes, because everybody loves something that is free. The only reason why somebody wouldn't do it is they're worried that you might not rebate them. But then you can say, hey, if I scam you, you can just get a refund from Amazon. So it's literally zero risk, because the entire transaction will ultimately take place on Amazon. And then we're going to PayPal you the rebate. And if I don't, you can just ask them for a refund. It's zero risk. Okay? So once you tell them that, you're going to have a huge percentage of people that will want to do that. Let me just clear my screen here. All right. So we're right here with the ranking push. We've said that we need to boost our daily sales velocity, daily sales, to a number of units per day similar to the page 1, top of page 2. Okay. And the way we're going to be able to do that, the way that we can manipulate rank like that, is by giving away free 100% off or free 100% products via a rebate. Pretty smart. And you could run Facebook ads and advertise this free product. You could, hint, approach 20, 30 Facebook groups, pay the admin $100 to post your deal, just explain why you're doing it, hint, hint. And then what you can do over time is, as you're going to see, I'm going to show you the funnel here in a second, is the person will go to a web page. We built this in ClickFunnels, and I'm going to, in a later module, give you a one-click share link. So you can instantly add this to your ClickFunnels account. It takes just minutes to edit it, and you're off to the races ranking your product. There's going to be a button here. When I click that button, it's going to say, hey, enter your email to get the instructions for how to get this product for 100% off. So over time, you're building an email list. And what we're going to do is something called an ascension model. So they're going to enter first as a lead, and we use Aweber. So they first enter as a lead when they enter their email. And they're going to get an automated email like immediately to say, hey, we only have X number of units. Here is the link to the instruction page in case you lost it, right? So that first follow-up email goes out immediately. And this gets even more people to, buy your product. And don't worry, I'm going to show you this here in a second. But then 2 days later, we're going to say, hey, in email number 2, this is all set up as an automated email sequence in Aweber. And I'm going to give you the templates, don't worry. But 2 days later, we say, hey, would you like more deals like this? Would you like to join our free rebate club? And so you want to have what's called an ascension model, because it takes a lead, and then once they experience this is legit, if you ask them to then raise their hand again and join your rebate club, okay, they're now going from a regular buyer to a hyper-responsive buyer. They have said, yes, I want more of these deals. They've raised their hand, and then they're going to join another Aweber list. Again, this is all just set up through ClickFunnels called the Rebate Club. And now it's game over, because in the future, whenever you launch a product, you want to hit your daily sales number. This is how. It's very, very easy for you to get 500, 1,000 of these Rebate Club members, so that now with the click of a button, you send out an email. And again, I'm going to give you the email you can send out to your Rebate Club or even your previous Amazon buyers. Drive them to the ranking funnel that I'm going to show you here in a second. And you can turn any product into a bestseller on Amazon that way. All right. So let me just quickly bounce out of this, and I'll just show you. I think you'll find this ingenious. Again, don't get stuck on the details yet. Just this is big picture. Imagine if you saw this. Today's exclusive Amazon rebate. Just launched barbecue shredder, normally X. Today 100% free with rebate. Only 17 left. Okay. Branded by Amazon up here. You just put your Amazon images right there. You're going to extract 3 of your best bullet points from your listing, and you're going to put them right here. 1, 2, 3. Regular price $19.99. Today, yours free. Only 17 available. Guaranteed safe and secure checkout via Amazon.com. Click button below to get the instructions to get this product 100% for free today. So we're giving them a plausible reason why they have to enter their email. And then you always want to have a countdown timer, as my mom says, so they poop or get off the pot. And then when they click this deal, there's the opt-in. Where should we send you instructions to grab this product 100% for free today? Right? And so someone would enter their email, and then they would go to the thank you page, rebate instructions. Let's just set that aside for now. So this is the hot spot, what we call the above the fold. If somebody continues to scroll down a page, that's because it means they're still kind of questioning the legitimacy of this, or they're a little skeptical. And that's why the bottom half of this web page is designed to reassure them, to build that trust, and to give a strong reason why we're doing this. So we have this section, why trust us? And this template evolved actually out of a lot of my work. And then one of our fast track students named Peter Koulis, he sort of added some of his stuff to this. And this is how we have this great template. This is kind of a best of the best right now. So you have this section. So this humanizes who you are. I mean, we're just dealing with it right up front. Why trust us? So put your picture as CEO and just give a little bio here. You know, we're nice people, blah, 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 family owned, yada, yada, yada. This is what we call the head pat stuff. Like they're there, it's going to be okay. Because they want this deal. But something is making them hesitate a bit. So we're reassuring them who we are, how this works. Let's read this together so that you understand how this works. Place your order at full price, just as you would normally. As soon as you complete the purchase, send us an email with your Amazon order ID, usually a 17-digit number that looks like this, or a screenshot of your receipt. Also, be sure to include your PayPal email address in the email so we can immediately reimburse you 100% of the purchase price. Please allow 2 to 3 days for us to reimburse your money because we do this manually one by one. And then it's always a good idea at the bottom of a page, see if they keep scrolling, then they just have some lingering questions. This is the section to overcome their objections. So the way you overcome their objections on a landing page like this is you kind of couch it as frequently asked questions. But this is really overcoming their final objections before they act. How long does it take to get your money back? And we just bam, you know. And don't worry, I'll give you links to the demo on a later section in Module 6. So let's just fly through this. But you know, we get you 100% of your money back in 2 to 3 days via PayPal. How can I be sure this is safe? Hey, we totally get it. It can be hard shelling out your hard-earned money to buy a product at full price. If we scam people, we'd be out of business a long time ago, not to mention the sale occurs on Amazon, the world's most trusted platform. Is leaving a review on Amazon required? Absolutely not. You want to stress this because what you don't want is too many of them to actually leave a review so that you might trigger their review algorithm that, you know, then it could look kind of suspicious if too many actually leave a review. So, and also it's just kind of ethical to say, no, this is not, you know, this is not a conditional deal where to get this for free, you have to leave a review. No. In fact, and we want this in writing. You know, that being said, you're certainly free to leave a review if you love the product, yada, 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 but just not, you don't have to leave a review. What's the catch? There is no catch. Can I get more than one? No. Okay. And then we repeat down here, the opt-in. They enter their email here because they're sold at this point. You know, they're reassured, no brainer. And then they land on this page. Special Amazon order instructions. Now, pay attention closely. Follow these 3 simple steps. Go to Amazon.com and type in the specific search phrase, barbecue claws. Now, do you see what we're doing here? We're putting in a keyword that they can type in to Amazon, meaning in your mind, this is what you want to rank for. So what you can do, now just kind of follow me here. I'm kind of stepping out of the landing page and I'm giving you tactical strategy. Let's say that you're running 6 different Facebook ads to promote this 100% free rebate deal. And don't worry, I have an email, I have a Facebook ad template that you can just copy and model, okay? And it works. But if you had 6 different ads running, couldn't you link to 6 different pages? The only difference being the keyword. So, you know, one set of people will be typing in barbecue claws, searching, and then finding your product. So let me just back up here. This is the hotspot. You can rotate keywords by just simply duplicating this funnel and doing, like, let's say barbecue claws attached to one of your Facebook ads. And then ad number 2, those people will see best barbecue claws on the thank you page. And then ad number 3, those people will go through a funnel that shows them the keyword phrase, backyard barbecue claws, et cetera, based on your keyword research. Are you with me? Now, look at how we are having them do this. Go to Amazon.com. Type in the specific search phrase, barbecue claws. Okay, got that? So this is called a search find by ranking trick, because this mimics the most natural, the most like authentic way that you can rank a product. We're having them actually go to Amazon.com. We're not having them go to a canonical URL like you did during your friends and family launch. Are you with me here? It's called search, find, buy ranking technique. So go to Amazon, type in this phrase, hit search. After typing that in, then proceed down a page to locate the product pictured in step 2. You may need to scroll down further or even page 2 or 3 to find a product. Now, you might need to change this. You need to look at where you're ranked because you might say you may need to scroll down to page 8 or 8 through 12 to find a product. So don't just leave this at page 2 or 3 if you're not on page 2 or 3. Remember, we're in ranking mode with this strategy. Are you with me? And then you need to take a screenshot of what your listing looks like so that they understand and they recognize that this is your product, that they're buying the right one. Click the product listing displayed in the image to the right. This will take you to the specific listing page where you can then add to cart and check out like normal. Okay, so look, this says Bear Paws, the original Bear Paws, yada yada yada. So let's pretend we're one of we're one of these people that saw this ad. So we're gonna go to Amazon.com, barbecue claws. All right, and let's see. This is so now I'm gonna say where is the original Bear Paws, and it looks like Bear Paws now, unless this person updated their image, but let's see. The original Bear Paws right here, see? Now, they happen to be number 1, but you might be like page 8. So you'd click on this, you would add the item to cart, and you're off to the races, all right? Step 3, place your order at full price, just as you would normally. As soon as you complete your purchase, send us an email with your Amazon order ID, usually a 17-digit number that looks like this, blah, 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 or a screenshot of your receipt. Also, be sure to include your PayPal email address in the email. Now, as an aside, you can also offer, nowadays, so many people are starting to use Venmo, which, by the way, is owned by PayPal, that, if you're comfortable with Venmoing the money to people, if that doesn't overcomplicate things, then you can offer to Venmo the money, Please be sure to include your PayPal email address in the email, and then maybe parentheses, or if you're on Venmo, send me your Venmo username so we can immediately reimburse you 100% of your purchase price. Please allow 2 to 3 days for us to reimburse you, yada, yada, yada. Buy on Amazon below. Now, we link here. We don't link to what? We don't link to your product. We have this open in a new tab. Watch. New tab. And then they can go back and forth. They can say, now, wait, what do I type in? BBQ claws. BBQ, barbecue, right? So this is awesome. Then you're going to repeat the why trust us stuff again, verbatim. Why do you do that? Now this is where the rubber meets the road. They might be a little still wary, and maybe they didn't read it on page 1 yet because they're like, sure, I'll just enter my email. I want to check this out. And now they're like, oh, okay, so wait, how does this work? Is this legit? Blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And see this tab again, opens up the tab. This is Ninja. This is this is like the best of the best currently because number 1, who doesn't want a free product? So this works terrifically when you have a Facebook group admin post about this deal. You want to have them post it, and it's a pay-to-play thing. You just pay them whatever, $100, $150. These Facebook group admins make nothing. They're not good at monetizing the Facebook groups, and there are tens of thousands of Facebook groups where you can post something like this. Second, you can very successfully run Facebook ads and drive them through this 2-step funnel here. And you'll be building a gargantuan list. Again, it starts out as leads, and then over time, you're going to do an ascension model to have them join your permanent rebate club. And then once they're rebate club members, you just, every time you want to launch a product, you send them to this funnel again. But only it'll be a different product. Product 2, product 3, product 4. Does that make sense? And then, remember, you've set up seller mail such that you're not asking outright for a review. You're saying, let us know if you got the product and did you like it or not. And then what you can do is you can pick and choose and say, oh, hey, this person really liked it. Then you can gently ask a handful of them as you're going through this process to leave you a review. Ben, now I'm starting to see how everything fits together. If I lost you, that meant you didn't watch module 5. Okay, so you're busted. But for the rest of you that did, you guys all are on the same page with me and understand how this works. Hopefully you're getting excited about this. Now, there is something else that we're going to teach you. We're going to teach you a second way that is also equally effective to rank and get reviews, that uses Facebook Messenger, where everything happens on Facebook Messenger. And there is a inexpensive software that automates the Facebook Messenger messages back and forth at a mass level called ManyChat. In other words, they'll think they're interacting with the person, but in actuality, depending on what they say and what they click on in that Facebook Messenger conversation, you can configure your ManyChat bot. It's literally like almost like an artificial intelligence thing. Then you're going to walk them through how to do the rebate, what to type in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And I'm going to bring on one of my very successful fast track students named Manuel Suarez, who is a multi-million-dollar seller thanks to what he learned in fast track. And you know, these various techniques that I taught him. He wants to give back. So he is going to share a ManyChat messenger funnel that is doing very, very well for him. So you have two options here. And I can't ever really see any, reason why either the search find by rebate funnel or the ManyChat kind of messenger rebate funnel would stop working, because to Amazon, it looks so natural. People are using search find by, they're going to Amazon. There's no link structure that leaves any footprint whatsoever. They are doing what a real buyer does. They're typing in various keywords. They're hunting until they find your listing. They're adding it to cart. They're buying. Oh my God. Amazon A9 loves that from a ranking perspective. And or you are making the same thing happen all within Facebook Messenger with a ManyChat bot. So it's all automated that way. So either or use both. And you're just going to absolutely crush it. Now, as I say here, as you're going through this ranking push, you got to be flexible. Because as you're going through, either running a Facebook group, promotion with an admin, or you're starting to scale up your Facebook ads or whatever, what are your ranking results? So sometimes, look, as I said, when it comes to ranking, it is what it is. We're playing in Amazon sandbox. We can't dictate, we can't say, hey, damn it, we did X, Y, and Z. Why aren't we ranking? No, it just is what it is. There's so many variables. There could be just a big flux of new competitors, Murphy's Law at the same time you're ranking. There might be category differences where it's a little more challenging to rank for certain categories than others. Please don't write me an email and ask which ones, because I don't know. It just kind of depends on what's going on. And you don't really know until you just go for it, right? Look, my point is there's just a lot of variables outside of our control. So if you're not getting the ranking result that you want from your initial push, well, when needed, sometimes we got to do multi-wave ranking pushes. So if the first push wasn't enough, maybe 65 units a day didn't move the needle enough, even though that was your best guess, then maybe you got to do 85 units a day. Now remember, this is a great example of heads, I win a lot, tails, I lose a little. Because yes, you have some initial expense to rank the product, but that's just an advertising expense. Every business requires some type of startup cost. If you're gonna get a McDonald's franchise, it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars in startup costs. We are just talking a couple $1,000s. I mean, it's a very low risk. The downside is fixed and mitigated with tremendous upside. So heads, I win a lot, tails, I lose a little. And so the worst case scenario is, you know what? We improved our rank from page 8 to page 3. And it looks like we're going to have to do another big push and increase our per unit daily sales velocity if we want to compete on page 1. Again, when it comes to ranking, it is what it is. Don't get frustrated. Just keep that mantra going. Hey, when it comes to ranking, it is what it is. The universe isn't against you. All of this is kind of an inexact science. So be flexible, as I say right here. So you don't have to go 14 days either. If you're ranking tremendously after just 6 days, then consider just kind of ceasing the daily unit giveaways. Let the rankings kind of like start to, cement in and see if the rankings hold. Because why give away more units than you need to, Okay, so how do you move the needle on rank then? Doesn't that beg the question, how do you move the needle on rank? Well, I've already given you the answer. Get hundreds of people to buy your product at full price by offering 100% rebate that you're going to send to them within 3 days via PayPal or Venmo. And the way you're going to do that and get them super interested and automate the process is with our search, find, buy rebate funnel and or the ManyChat messenger bot that will be taught later in this module. So how many units do you need to give away? Well, we're going to use Helium 10's CPR. CPR is kind of a formula that they came up with to approximate the number of units that you're going to have to give away in total to rank for a keyword. Okay, so I have, I've played with various formulas, and this is about the easiest and I would say most 80-20 formula that'll give you a high odds of being pretty close to what you need to do to rank for one of the more competitive keywords. We call it the median average rule. I'm going to come back to this in a second. Sometimes I just like to show it to you. What is the median average rule? Okay, here we are in Helium 10. You might remember from an earlier module, we've been playing around with Baby Sound Machine. Okay, and what we're going to look for are the 3 most competitive keywords that we deem as most relevant for your product. So we decided, white noise machine is too broad. We're going to niche ours for a baby sound machine. Okay, so this is number 1. Let me see if I miss white noise machine baby. This is number 2. Let me see if there's sound machine baby. Okay, here we go. So these are the 3 most competitive relevant keywords. Now here's what you want to look for. The CPR 8-day giveaway. The way they came up with this CPR giveaway number is they consider search volume, so how many people are searching monthly, and how many competing products. Because the more competing products, see here, even though this is lower search volume, so they're getting about 70,000 searches, there's over 30,000 competing products. So you have to give away more units to rank on page 1 than for white noise machine, which has actually more monthly searches, but only 4,000, roughly competing products. Okay, so that's how they come up with this number. But here is the column that we want to focus on, CPR 8-day giveaway. So we have 200 for white noise machine baby, 184 for baby sound machine, and 168 for sound machine baby. These are our 3 most competitive keywords for this product. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the median average of these 3, the median average, okay? And that's a very good estimate for how many units you need to sell per day. Now, let me just give absolute clarity here. This number is based on an 8-day giveaway. So like, for example, for white noise machine baby, it says 200. That's not per day. That's over 8 days. So that'd be 200 divided by, see where it says, whoops, see where it says there, 8-day giveaway, CPR 8-day giveaway, that'd be 200 divided by 8. So you'd have to give away 25 units a day for 8 days, according to this rule of thumb. I always translate it into per day because from my experience, it takes 8 to 14 days and usually more towards the 14 days to rank a product. So potentially now we're looking at 25 units a day times 14 days, and so 350 units, all right, by offering the product for free and then rebating the people. Does that make sense? But I found that that you're going to get so yes, you could go pedal to the metal and say, I'm just going to stick with this number right here. with where it says 200. But I found that sometimes that overkill. So I like to find the median for the top 3 most competitive products. So we have, let me get rid of that here. So we have 200 units over 8 days, 184 units, and then 168. So I found something, and I'll link to this, called the median calculator. And this will just do the math for you if this is all intimidating. So we have 200, 184, 168. 200, 184, was it 168? 168. And it says enter comma separated data. And so the median average is 184. It just spits out the number, okay? 184, that's the median average. Okay, now I can do this in my head, but I wanted to give you guys a calculator, so we're going to link to that. So 184 units. But remember, that's based on how many days? 8-day giveaway. So let's translate this on a per day basis. So here we go. We have a, whoop. I'm out of control with my thing here. So we have 184 divided by 8. So that's 23 units a day. All right. Ben, that worked great. I was able to rank after 6 days. Terrific. Then, you might want to cease your ranking campaign and see what happens with the rankings. If you see them start to precipitously go back down the rankings after just a day, then you need to, fire that bad boy back up and be giving away 23 units a day, maybe up until 14 days. Okay. Again, you got to be flexible. That's part of being an entrepreneur is being resourceful and flexible. You have to be like a piece of rubber, not like a piece of inflexible glass. You will shatter. Okay? It's 23 units per day could be too conservative. You might do this for 6 days and you're not seeing any ranking increase. So you know what I might do? I might say, you know what? Screw it. Let's do 30 units a day. You see, but at least I have a number. At least I have, okay, the median average for the 3 most competitive keywords is 23 units a day. So if I'm not really moving the needle, at least I have something to kind of sink my teeth into. I can say, okay, let's up it to 30 or 35 units a day. And I just rounded it up. I just kind of, are kind of, again, I'm being flexible here. And if I'm not seeing much movement on 30 units a day, I'd probably go to 35 or 40 units a day. And then all of a sudden, boom, that could be the breakthrough. But at least I have a starting point, right? That 23 units a day. Okay, let's go back to this. So this is now hopefully making a lot more sense. You're going to use the CPR rule of thumb, the median average rule. You're going to figure out the median average for the top 3 keywords to determine how many unit sales to match or exceed this by giving away the 100% off rebate. Now, what if you're in a super competitive category? Let's say like protein powder, right? So check this out. Okay, so if you're in protein powder category, let's search by search volume. They keep kind of updating their layout. Look at how freaking competitive this is. Okay, vitamin D, that's weird. We'll throw that out. Whey protein, I mean, you gotta give away a crap load here. And then let's do vegan protein powder. So here, let's get rid of this. You can get rid of the oddballs by just clicking the X there. We'll get rid of weight loss. So these are the top 3. Let's look what our median calculator says. So we have 2168. We have 1360. And we have 832, right? 832. You've got to give away, let's see here. Oh, sorry. I put a comma in there. Yeah, I knew that wasn't right. You got to give away 1,360 units. That is 1,000, and that might not be enough to compete, by the way, because it's so competitive. Divided by 8, you got to give away at least 107 units a day. But you might remember I mentioned something called the Gazelle method. I mentioned that at the end of module 2. And instead what we do is we do a word count where we start looking at like keywords that are far less competitive, right? That have like multiple keywords. And you can see that if we just targeted, let's say from here down, you need to give away a fraction of the number. And yet, if you were to add up all of these incredible number of people that are searching for all these various keywords, they sometimes beat or even exceed, they match or even exceed the most competitive 3 keywords. And that's called the Gazelle keywords tactic. So that's what you do if it's too competitive. I don't go after the top 3 keywords. I will instead use the Gazelle strategy. Again, I'll teach that to you later. Okay, conversion rate we talked about towards the tail end of module 5. But basically, conversion rate is king to stick your ranking long term. So as soon as you exit the launch and rank stage, you go into split testing immediately. You want to split test your listing, okay? Right away. So, hey, now I'm ranking on page 1 and page 2 for all these keywords. Boom, I split test because I need to do whatever I can to make sure that my conversion rate improves and keeps increasing in combination with the ranking movement that we experience, okay? So the great thing about conversion rate in the short term is our search find by rebate funnel, because it's so appealing because we're giving a product away for free, dramatically spikes the listing's conversion rate at the same time we're giving away a large number of units. Okay, so you might remember the big 3 ranking factors were what? Daily sales velocity, conversion rate, and we said you got to have some reviews because reviews in a positive way impact conversion rate. So these 2 funnels, both the ManyChat Messenger bot funnel and my search find by rebate funnel, they dramatically spike your conversion rate, combined with also getting you a lot of daily sales. So it's like the best of both worlds. If you've done now again, this has to do with conversion rate. If you've done your listing optimization like I taught in this course, you've done the proper keyword research and you've weaved them in your listing, then your listing will now be appearing for all of these different keyword phrases, which again helps to increase your sales and your conversion rate. And again, I said that once we exit the launch and rank stage, your real goal, once you start ranking, you got to increase your conversion rate. Get obsessed by this. And we have a software that I'll show you called Splitly. It just automates the whole thing. First thing that I would recommend that you split test is your price, because sometimes you can actually net more daily profit, overall daily profit, by actually having a lower price, and it will spike your conversion rate. So it's a really good thing to split test price. Second, your main image, right? Because the main image, wins the click in search results. Okay, so that's conversion rate. And then remember, the third factor is reviews. Reviews by themselves do not rank you, but that social proof helps boost the on-page conversion rate, right? So a listing with 0 reviews is going to make people wary. Less of them that see it are going to buy, versus a listing with 5-star reviews. That social proof reassures them and are more likely to buy. That's why we say that reviews by themselves don't improve rank, but they help improve conversion rate. And we know that conversion rate is a ranking factor. Some people get overly obsessed by getting like 1,000 reviews. I found that's completely unnecessary. You can absolutely crush it. You can have a best-selling Amazon product with the 3-digit rule. We found that getting 3 digits of reviews, meaning like 100-ish in that range, is all you need long term. Anything over that, like if you hit 1,000, and I have several listings that have over 1,000 reviews, they don't really move the needle though on sales or conversion, right? It's like once you get into triple digit, that's a ton of social proof. That's enough to give people confidence to buy. So don't obsess about getting like 1,000 or 2,000 reviews. Like some of you freak out when you say, oh my gosh, the top 3 guys on page 1 have like 3,000 reviews. Well, they've been selling for 5 or 6 years. And it's nice, but trust me when I say it doesn't move the conversion rate much further at all. It's kind of like a point of a diminishing return once you exceed 3 digits. Prime real estate. So something that will directly affect the conversion rate, because it affects the reviews, is you once a week get in the habit. Once you have launched and you're ranking, get in a habit of visiting. I'm talking physically visiting your listing once a week, or have your VA do it. Because sometimes you can see your sales start to decline and you're thinking, oh my gosh, my rank is declining, my sales are declining. This Ben Cummings stuff sucks, it doesn't work. But no, I swear it wasn't me. It's because you weren't paying attention and you got a 1-star slam. And it's very prominent on your listing. And you just because you didn't visit, physically look at your listing once a week, it's been there for a couple weeks, and now it's starting to, impact your sales, which impacts your rank, and it'll impact your conversion rate. So you have to monitor your reviews, see what's showing up in the hot spot, like in those top 4 spots of the review area. And if you have a negative review that appears near the top, proactively get new 5-star reviews so that those get pushed towards the top. The way you do that, again, is you can use the ManyChat, messenger bot. You can be a little more active from the people that are responding to your seller mail. Maybe you had enough reviews and you stopped kind of manually saying, hey, I'm so glad you're happy with it. Would you please leave us a review? Now you're going to go back to the well. Now you're going to kind of reach out to some of those people and get the people that are really enthusiastic to start writing those 5-star reviews so that those get pushed back to the top and you correct that problem. And then the other thing that I just want to throw in there that a lot of people ignore is what I call the Q&A stack. Let me show you what the Q&A stack is. This is just a random listing. This is a dog leash. The Q&A stack is overlooked by a lot of people. It's the section right here that appears just before the reviews. These are pre-purchase questions. And what I recommend you do, just like you are monitoring your reviews, you want to make sure some jerk didn't say, this sucks, this is made of plastic, and they just post something right here, right? You want to be active in controlling what is appearing here. And you can get like a few of your friends to upvote and downvote. It's very easy to control what appears here. And we like to actually seed some questions here that so we can, so you have your friend say, hey, is this thing guaranteed? And then you can say, absolutely, we're one of the few dog leashes that have 100% guarantee. And then somebody else says, hey, is your 5% off coupon still active? Yes, funny you should ask. For your convenience, the 5% off coupon is blah, blah, blah. But this is also a fantastic area to overcome potential objections. And the way you do that is you look at other listings, what people are asking, because again, these are pre-purchase questions. And if it really favors your product, you can seed that pre-purchase question so you can accentuate the benefit for your particular product. Okay. So I know we went a little bit long here, but this is how to rank. This is the ranking roadmap. This is what the ranking process looks like. And we have a lot of ground to cover in Module 6. But this is going to give you a good foundation. And so I hope you're really, really pumped about this. This is going to be an exciting module for you. I'll see you on the next video.